Good morning, everyone. Hope you're well. I'm going to be taking today's assembly, and the focus for this week's assembly is going to be on the remote learning that you're going to be getting after February half term. So over the first half term, we have been setting your work using Looms, where teachers have pre-recorded the instructions that they want you to have for your lesson, and uploaded any resources through Show My Homework, and then you have completed that work and then asked any questions via email. Some of you have spoken to your teachers over the telephone, and then you should have been submitting that work either by through Show My Homework or whatever method the teachers have asked you to complete. Now, it's been really important that you have completed that work because the school year hasn't ended for any year group at all. Particularly those year groups that should be sitting examinations at the end of this year. You've had an incredibly disrupted time, and I'm conscious that we still don't know how they are planning to award your grades in detail. What we do know is that schools will be required to give evidence based on how you've worked, and they will be used to inform your grades. So it's really important for all year students in all year groups to continue to work hard, continue to submit work, because it is counting towards your education and the progress that you make, and for some of you, the grades that you'll come out at the end of your time with us. We've also been conducting fortnightly phone calls with your mentors, and they've been really, really useful for us because it's given us an opportunity to see how you're getting on and things that we can do to improve our offer and improve the experience you're having working from home. And generally the feedback we've got from teachers on how they feel and the feedback we've got from you as students is the one thing that you're really, really missing is the interaction, whether that be just seeing other people or whether it be having the opportunity to ask questions when you're finding things difficult. So we've listened to that, and after February half term, we're going to introduce a new part of our remote learning, and that's going to be through live drop-in sessions or drop-in clinics where you'll be able to see your teachers, see your classmates, and ask any questions about things that you're finding difficult. Now, I need to stress these aren't compulsory. You don't have to attend them. You might use this time to catch up any work that you haven't completed so far, but it would be really, really nice to see people if you are able to make it. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through step-by-step processes you need to do in order so that you are prepared for that part of the remote learning for after February half term. And there's two parts, and all the instructions are on our website, and that's where you'll need to go to find out what you need to do. So I'm just going to pause the Loom and then load up the website. So you should now be seeing the college website on your screens, and we've got all these tabs at the top. You're going to need to navigate to the academic tab, remote education, and for the first thing is the guide to using Teams for the first time. So if you click on there, you'll find a 4-step process of how you access Microsoft Teams through RM Unify. Now, it's important that you do that in advance of your session. I'd say do it this week or over half term to make sure everything on your computer is working properly, or whether it's working properly on your phones or iPads or whatever device you're planning to use. Teams is really useful because it will work across all those different devices in exactly the same way. But it's important you have a practice in advance so you know what you're doing when your first Teams session is set. Once you've got that set up, you'll need to go to academic, remote education, and then the student remote learning and Teams guidance. And this is what's going to talk you through what the remote learning will look like after February half term. So for the majority of your lessons, we will continue as we have been for the first half term. That is that classwork will be set through Show My Homework, and teachers will issue pre-recorded Looms for all the instructional teaching of what you need to do for each lesson, and that will be set in line with your timetable as it has been before. However, depending on what year group you are and what subject you're studying, you will then have the live drop-in sessions through Teams. They will also be set through Show My Homework, and what you will see on your Show My Homework is it will say remote learning, live, and then the subject name, so it might say live English clinic, and when you click in, you will see the link to the Teams section just here so that you can access and join the meeting. Now, you will need to check that at the start of the day. Teachers will put that up in advance. Teachers will also tell you in their lessons prior to a live clinic that the next one is going to be a live drop-in. When it is a live drop-in, there will be no other work set. So there'll be nothing else, no looms, no classwork for you to complete. That's an opportunity for you to go and ask questions and, as I say, interact with other people. And it's really simple. You'll click that link and it will take you to a screen where you can then join the meeting. You will see a screen like this. This was me having a practice last week, making sure it all worked for you. And there's certain things you'll need to make sure you've done ready to be admitted. So you need to make sure you're using your proper name. If your teachers don't recognise your name, they won't be allowing you in. You'll need to make sure that your camera is turned on so that when you join the meeting, they can see that it is you. Think about the space that you are using for that. We prefer that it is a public space like your lounge or your dining room or something like that, rather than it being somewhere where you're tucked away. But make sure that it's a quiet space. You'll need to make sure that you are muted before you join as well. And then when that's set up, you click join now. And that will take you into a lobby, and your teacher will then admit you when they can see that it's you and you're ready to go. We'll probably wait for the first 5 minutes to make sure everybody's admitted that wants to join, in case anyone's having any technical problems, and then the session will begin. And your teacher will run the conversation. Okay, they're the ones that control it. So you will stay muted. If you want to ask a question, you can do one of two things. You can raise your hand using the function that is on Teams. That will highlight you, and your teacher will then be able to say, okay, unmute, ask what you need to do. Alternatively, there's also a chat box where you can type your question if you prefer to do that. It's really important, again, that in terms of your conduct and behaviour, that you use this function appropriately. It is a new addition. We're really excited about it, but it's important that it's not abused either. And any students that take advantage or misbehave on these will be excluded from using those Teams meetings or joining those meetings again. Once the session is complete, or you've asked everything you want to do, you can then leave the meeting. Once you've left it, you're not going to be admitted back in, so it's not something you can just keep going out of and popping back. Once you've left, you have left. We have got some expectations, and they are that you need to keep your camera turned on, you keep your microphone muted unless asked by your teacher, you use the raise your hand function and chat function to ask and answer questions, and we have the same expectations for online lessons as we do in the real classroom. At the bottom of the guidance, we've got our inquiries email address if you've got any questions, if you're struggling with it, something's not working, so we can help out in advance. But as I say, you need to read both of those parts of guidance, get set up, ready for that new system after February half term. Over February half term, we won't be setting you any work. It is time for you to relax, spend time with your family, have a break. I think this lockdown has taken it out of everybody, and we're all ready for a rest. So please make sure you enjoy that time off, recuperate, ready for the next term. Thank you for the efforts you've put in so far. You're working really, really hard. You need to try and maintain it and keep it up. As I said, school year is not finished, and we're looking forward to welcoming you back once school is open to everybody and it's safe for you to do so. Okay, any questions, get in touch with your mentors, your teachers. Look out for those fortnightly phone calls, and we'll speak to you soon. Thank you very much. Take care.